Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. So in this video I'm going to break down the latest monthly report so that you don't have to sift through it all and just tell you the information that is worth knowing. As you can understand, in fact all of these studios have been working tirelessly on 3.2 and they still are now, so a lot of the stuff is to do with 3.2, but I've left that out because it's already with us. So for LA, the vehicle team have made progress on the Mustang Alpha rework. It's now art complete, and with the system design team, the Mustang variants are also close to being with system design soon. They made great progress on the art for the Cyclone variants, also with system design, and engineering are working on new tech to support their release. And finally, for vehicles, they're wrapping up the Connie Phoenix grey box. Now, Narrative are working to further define the NPC behaviours like bartenders, bar patrons and security officers. They're also set dressing to add further environmental storytelling to the PU and Squadron 42, and they wrote mission text and clothing and armour descriptions, plus a number of articles for the release of the Galactopedia. Now for characters, the new mission givers are in development, almost finalised, who we will see in the next release. I believe this will be Battaglia, Brunt and someone else, I can't remember who it is. But work on the other PU outfits and Hurston's clothing collection are well underway. Lots of dev time went into the Vanduul armour, with the spear and the knife as well, and progress has been made updating the flight suit, and work started on another major character. Now on to Austin. For the design team, they say work progressed on ensuring that bars in the future release feature a well-crafted and intelligent bartender to make the experience full and believable. This could be down on Hurston. We have seen a bar down there, so hopefully. The back-end service team grew by one to help rewrite the services under the new diffusion architecture. Focus is on taking the legacy Pcache and breaking it into smaller logical microservices, which when implemented will allow for better performance, scalability and functionality. Now these services include the entitlement processor, which handles all purchased and rented items from the website and ensures that real game items are created and managed. The loadout service, which caches and manages the various loadouts for all the ships and the player avatar configuration, including outfits and weapons. Right now they say that the game servers and clients can only access metadata from objects that are currently spawned on the game server. Usually the devs want to view the data of an item that has not been loaded into the game server. A variable service, which solves the loadout problem above by decoupling the metadata from the items and providing a runtime cache and API, allowing the game servers and other diffusion services access regardless of the state of the item. And then finally, the wallet service, which just deals with the change in currency and manages the current balance in-game. There's an API that they've set up to allow for other services to query or modify the player's balance as well. So for animation, they're working on the next set of mission givers, retargeting the male animations to the female skeleton as well, which is very cool. Ship art is putting the finishing touches on the Anvil Aerospace F8 Lightning, which looks incredible. All that's left is finalising the LODs, making some last minute material and art adjustments and fixing any last minute bugs that arise during testing. Now work has begun on some early concept ideas for the Origin 300i rework. Unfortunately we haven't seen anything on this. Care has been given to every stage of the Connie Phoenix process to ensure the quality and luxury of RSI is properly showcased. Next is modelling the master bedroom and flight prep art for interior damage, and then they'll finish with a new lighting pass. So for Wilmslow and Derby, the graphics team is focused on bugs for SLI and Crossfire, also missing LODs on mining rocks and flickering shadows. They're also adding drop shadows to ship UI screens, adding brightness, gamma, contrast support as well, and optimizing the glass shader, and fixed multiple RTT issues. Hopefully we'll be able to see them a little easier now. The animations team has worked on a new Spec Ops AI combat set and prepared it for full implementation. This includes things like cover, high and low enter and exits, peeks, step outs, blind fires, reloads and grenade throws. Iteration on weapon recoil continued with the goal of providing a solid first-person experience across a full range of weapons available in Squadron 42 and the PU as well. They're also improving the AI base locomotion. Further animation for Master at Arms Chakma was completed. We saw him in the Squadron 42 demo. Also work on the Vanduul concentrated on close combat and weapons. And finally player grips for varying sized objects to be held and carried in a flexible manner, be it in one or two-handed props. And we saw a bit of that on ATV a few weeks back. Now, the engineering and programming team animators have improved the blending between standing and running and back again, which makes it much less jerky, and I'm glad about that. They've also continued development of overpowering and overheating components. The focus is on quantum drive, shields and coolers, and they've also expanded item wear to account for the overheating. Object container streaming tech is now at the stage where they can turn on the background loading of individual entities. QA is now searching for the bugs relating to this. They also worked on base functionality of loading and unloading individual object containers, and they've also done a fine job on making the entity components thread safe and moving the Lua script over to a C++. This is all required for object container streaming. Now, in ships, the Whiteboxing the Origin 890 jump, which is exciting news. They want to establish a final room layout and proportions. They've also done some R&D work on future Banu ships, but the focus is on the Defender. And finally, the Hammerhead gets a damage pass for the exterior and a level of detail pass across the interior. Now, for audio, they're rebalancing the audio in line with the IFCS 2.0 update. Environmental Art are finalising assets for the new ship hangars. They said that they're making passes on the dress, branding and props. They're also prepping for an upcoming sprint for the new habitation modules and security checkpoints, and investigating white box ideas for new small points of interest to populate Hurston beyond the landing zone Lorville. So Environmental Art have continued to push on Lorville's Section 19, bringing more and more areas to the final state. They're also kicking off production on the surrounding area, including procedural tools that represent the wider cities. They're wrapping up the first pass on the Hurston biomes and moved on to defining Hurston's 4 moons. Each moon will have its own look and feel and reflects some of the elements found on Hurston itself. Also allows them to reuse assets, so it's much quicker. For level design, they're focused on a flagship PU landing zones like Lorville and Area 18. They're also looking at the rest stop space station layouts. They have completed a versatile white box version of the security checkpoint, which can be easily adapted to locations of different sizes and security levels. And they've revisited the interiors of the refinery space station as well. Now that I don't think is coming till, what, 3.4, 3.5? For QA, they've been working to smooth out the transit system, which includes elevators, metros, trams and monorails. They're also identifying and fixing memory leaks. This is going to be a regular occurrence now to ensure that they stay on top of potential future memory leaks or issues as a whole. System design have worked to make enemy ship AI more fun to engage with. They've focused on FPS AI for multiplayer and just making sure they function similar to the single player mode. There was a push with the Vanduul behaviours, that's all nearly locked down. They've got a lot of work gone into the Vanduul and how they navigate the environment. They attack, they defend, they melee and react to various weapons. They've also spent time on civilian and guard behaviours, adding as much life to them as needed. And the primary focus is on designing a modular conversation tree controlled by various AI parameters like morale and hunger, so that you never really hear the same responses too often. So for tech art, the team has worked on a tool to allow them to create better animations in less time, plus it makes for much more immediate and precise workflow. And then finally, for lighting, the current lighting goals are to provide a first pass lighting and atmosphere across all areas for easy optimization and better performance. Anyway, that was the monthly report for June. We are now well into July and a lot's going on. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to me here on YouTube, and also check out my Twitch. We often stream and have fun together. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.